We're here with Sports Technologies Financial and Capitalization Consultant Jim Ryan. And tell us about the helmet for a little right now.
Well, the helmet's been in development for about 3 years now. Rick Johnson, the founder, developed this technology, and along with some University of North Florida professor, Jerry Merkel, and others, have basically put together and numerous PhDs, medical doctors, scientists, information technology specialists, all with advanced degrees, have combined their efforts and put together a helmet for the abatement and mitigation of concussion.
And so explain to us how this works and what it actually do.
Well, there's a lot. Probably the best person to do that is Rick Johnson.
Just the easiest way you can then.
But basically the electronic sensors that are in this helmet, and then this is, if you look at this is just really an enlarged situation. All of these biometric and things of that sort and electronic systems will be minimized into a situation that's about the size of a silver dollar. Okay, there will be 5 of them around the helmets. Upon impact, immediately, instantaneously, it'll release at certain thresholds of impact, of a G-force impact. It'll release a certain air, CO2 release gases that will then allow the head to slow down, so the brain won't have that impact against the skull.
So it's almost fitting to the person's head that's wearing it?
Well, everyone that puts it on will be baselined, so we'll know exactly what the dimensions of the things that are inside of their head are involved. So, because each individual will have a concuss level that's different from somebody else. But most NFL injuries and most concussion injuries happen somewhere around the 65 G-force level. And then, of course, younger people might have it at 40. But at anything, we're going to be able to then have this technology individualized for them as well. So if somebody has a lower one at 40, it'll start the release situation instantaneously. If somebody has 65, it's going to happen at that level. But up to 120 G-forces, they'll be able to abate the severity of that impact, and therefore even prevent or abate the severity of any concussion.
So 120 G-forces, would you think that any hit would go above that? Probably not.
Well, at 200, your head would come off.
So no.
But I mean, those elevations. I mean, I'm not the scientist to really do that. But basically, what we're doing is every clinical and computer simulation model, all the physics have proven out over and over again that the technology inside this helmet will be really the savior of helmeted sports as you know them today, not only in football, but lacrosse, baseball, snow skiing. It also has applications for construction and industrial people that wear helmets. Also, the military is a very, very big, going to be a big beneficiary of this type of technology. And the information in all those systems, the computer systems that are in there, will be very, very advanced in helping medical research to develop and advance the solutions towards Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, depression, those types of situations. So it's they're beyond what anything else is on the market there. And right now, I'm just really looking for the investment fundings or the strategic partners that will be that recognize that we have this in any of those verticals. And from there, we'll look for some other smaller investors as well, so they can participate. Because there's people with grandchildren that don't want their children, to be a victim but also want to be able to participate in these sports.
Has it been tested on the field yet, a football field anywhere?
It hasn't. This is the prototype for it, and that's really why capitalization is required.
Yeah. Because
we've sunk a lot of money individually into this to get it done, and we need to have some other deeper pockets to assist in that fulfillment of that objective.
Yeah. How much do you think it would take? How expensive for a helmet?
The helmet is really is not going to be much additional cost to the helmet at all, because basically it's a law of large numbers. There's so many helmets that are going to be involved. The mechanics, once the computer stuff is written, it's the algorithms that'll be embedded in all of them to a certain degree. And all the systems will be automated and put together, compressed. We want to do that here in Jacksonville. So there'll be, quality control, assembly, those types of things here, and also the scientists and engineers and computer experts that are going to be monitoring it will be, high-level jobs that will be monitoring it and also developing new things going forward.
So that being said, it's going to be affordable. If this comes out and it gets done, it'll affect all levels of football, maybe from high school up into pros.
From peewees to scholastic to college to professional. Yeah, I mean, the most recent thing is the NFL obviously gets the most publicity, but obviously there's people in high school and scholastic participation. You have associations in towns around the country that really are having to take a second look at whether they can even provide these kind of sports with the liability and involvement. Is it worth having a football team? And certainly you have hotbeds like in Florida, where high school football is in the South as well, where high school football is just part of their life. It's just bred it into them. We go to Georgia, we go to Alabama, we go to Florida, we go to Florida State. That to take that away from them. So this is the kind of thing that can actually promote and save the players.
Yeah, and especially because Pee-wee football rates and young rates are the youngest they are these days.
Well, yeah, Pee-wee football. I mean, they're the most vulnerable because maybe their techniques aren't as good. They don't hit as hard, but they're also their development is certainly not as advanced. Yeah. And as you get inside and you take the MRIs and the individual biometrics of that individual, we can almost say in advance should they be participating in football.
What do you think about players playing through concussions, just to get off the topic a little? Because the NFL was asked, and 85% of them said they would play through concussion in the Super Bowl. Well,
it's an appropriate question to ask a football player, and we have Mark Brunell, of course, among others, on our staff and participating in this study with us. But most football players, my father played for Vince Lombardi when they didn't have helmets. But I mean, most of them would just say, you know what? I'd run through a wall. It's something they love, and they would do it. And it's a byproduct of how their game is advanced and the skill set and the bigger players and stuff. But I think most of them would suggest that they would do it all over again. There's victims to that too, which is their family, their loved ones, their wives and spouses. And that's one of the places that we really look to. Possibly, the people who have the most interest to lose are the players themselves, or the players' associations for both not only hockey and football, but other sports. Seem like a proper place to get some strategic funding to help their causes as well as ours.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of that, the lineman, you heard of him that was on Seattle and Denver that retired, and he's been talking at the media.
Well, there's numerous people, and obviously they're part of a class action lawsuit that a judge in Philadelphia felt was inadequate as far as funding. But I mean, that being said as well, I mean, what price is there for a junior say-out, a Dave Jurison? There may be other issues involved with those people as well, that not just concussion oriented, but they're at risk. We have something that we believe can truly make their ability to perform at high levels the same way they did and minimize that risk going forward. So I think this is a situation that's an advancement well needed, and we're looking forward to getting this commercialized once everything is done, and we anticipate that probably within a year and a half if we have the proper funding.
All right, I don't have anything else to add. Do you have anything else to add?
No, not at all. I just think that you might want to I would suggest that if you really want to know the details of it, I can supply you with some information. I'll give you some access to Rick Johnson, the founder, right. Jerry Merkel, professor of engineering here right. at UNF, and others. The medical data people at the Center of Excellence down in Boca Raton, Pete Martinez would be somebody you'd want to have as well as part of your report, because these people are really top flight, bright people that have developed and put this together. I'm just a beneficiary of being somebody that's saying, you know what? Hey world, wake up! This is the answer to multiple situations where concussion is problematic, as well as the medical data gathering that's going to be embedded in this technology for the advancement of other societal ills.
All right, that sounds good. Anything else?
That'd be all.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate having you on.
Thanks.
It is really great.
Yeah, I would recommend. You know what? That you